Carrigan. I am an author, a publisher, and an entrepreneur. My main field is I'm a medical intuitive healer. And frankly, for those of you who are looking for career direction, I have the career that most people would die to have. I work out of my home. I've taught yoga for 20 years. I have an organic garden. I have beautiful orchids that grow in my studio. My dog works with me. I have work-life balance. I meditate twice a day. I exercise every day. I'm the author of 5 books. My purpose is to empower other people to become healthy and happy, and to be even more successful in life. My main business for 23 years, I've been in natural healing. I am a medical intuitive healer. I have clients all over the world. I just worked with a client in England by Skype this morning. I can work with people all over the world by phone and Skype because I can read not only what is going on with you physically, but energetically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I am able to figure out what's going on with your health, and also work with you to figure out what is working to make you better. Now, as a result of my 4 recent Amazon #1 bestsellers, I had to embrace the marketing aspect of my business. And because of my resounding success with that, another partner and we are starting a second business. Again, this is the entrepreneurial aspect. I have been an entrepreneur for 23 years. This is my second business, and it is whatissocialmediatoday.com. And we are going to be doing social media training for people, for not only fellow authors, but anyone who runs a business. Because if you are not successful on the internet, you will not have a business. So our business embraces 3 aspects. We're going to be doing a 6-month program, 20 webinars, 12 one-on-ones. And in addition to that, there's a game aspect. My partner and I are very big on playing games, because if it's fun, you'll do it. And we're going to be having a game of social media that you're going to be playing with peer partners. So you're going to be learning 3 ways, not just in webinars and in one-on-ones, but you're also going to be competing and learning from your peers in whatissocialmediatoday.com. We're offering the program for 44% off for the first 10 people, and we really expect explosive growth because this is such a highly needed aspect. Since I've been doing this, my business has increased 35%, and I started. My first book was published in 1997. My second book was published in 2012. So the publishing industry had completely changed when I published my second book. So I wasn't on any social media at all other than LinkedIn at that point. So I just dove in and really learned it and embraced it and integrated it. And it's been a wonderful experience, financially, emotionally, psychologically, and reaching out to all kind of like-minded people. It's very wonderful and rewarding to connect with like-minded people, and great for business. So this is the system that I'm going to be teaching in whatissocialmediatoday.com. It's my experience that just as when you're in college, to do well in college, you need to excel in all areas. I myself was Phi Beta Kappa at Brown. You don't get to be Phi Beta Kappa at Brown only being good at one area. And what I find is most helpful in social media is to be on a wide number of platforms and to excel in a wide number of platforms. And you can do that easily by having a jetpack on your WordPress site. I myself am not only on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr, Pinterest, Goodreads. Did I leave something out? I probably left something out. Oh, Google Plus, very important, Google Plus. So we're going to be teaching how to excel in all levels, just as when you're in college, you have to do really well in all areas. When I was 34 years old, I became very ill, and my father and brother are medical doctors, and I'd always been the perfect patient, done everything the medical doctors had told me to do. And it wasn't until I started embracing natural healing that I actually started to get better. as I mentioned, I've taught yoga for 20 years. I've taught Qigong for so long I can't even remember. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a kinesiologist. And again, I've used my skills as a medical intuitive. I'm very highly trained to teach people. And by the way, if you're listening to this interview, I offer everyone around the world a free 15-minute consult. You can send me an email, Catherine with a C, at CatherineCarrigan.com. That's CATHERINE, Catherine, CARRIGAN, CatherineCarrigan.com. Or send me a text at 678-612-8816, and we can schedule a time for a free consult. So my mission is to help people become healthy and happy. The average person who comes to see me has seen at least 7 other practitioners. They've been to the doctors, the physical therapists, the shamans, the homeopath, the naturopath, the psychologist, the psychiatrist, and they're still not better, and the energy healer. So what I'm able to do is read all 5 levels: the physical body, the energetic body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. So it's when we put together all 5 aspects of who you really are and address what's happening on all 5 levels, then you can really supercharge your healing. Only 4% of the known universe can be quantified or measured in any way. So 96% of the universe, according to scientists, is qualitative, and we have to access information from this dimension through our spiritual guidance. So that's the work that I've done for the past 23 years. And I also mentioned my grandfather was a doctor. So grandfather, brother, father, medical doctors. So first of all, and this is a message for everybody out there who thinks they don't have it good when you start out. So here's the blessing. I'm a woman, and I grew up in the South. And in the South, the American South, where I'm from, the guys get everything. Now, personally, I'm not big on victim thinking. And by not having everything handed to me, I really learned to work hard, embrace what I do. I remember my professor from Brown, who was like a father to me, he said to me, Catherine, when you're a woman, you have to be 10 times better than the men. So I just accepted this as a truth. I accepted that nothing was going to be handed to me on a silver platter, and I just went after it. And I take this attitude, whether it be about my personal health. When I was 34, I got really sick, and I'd already done everything the doctors told me to do. So, and it just wasn't working any longer. And the medical doctors were saying, these, quote unquote, these drugs are killing you. So I decided to start researching. I spent 3 years at the Emory Medical Library researching, and I wrote my first book as a result of that. So what gave me the courage and the tenacity was having this personal experience that to be successful in life, nothing is handed to you on a silver platter. And everything that's worth having is something that you have to make up your mind about. You need to get clear about what it is that you want, and then truly go after it. And as a result of this attitude, as a friend of mine said, and this is a compliment, she said, Catherine, cream, and the cream always rises to the top. So those of you who did not grow up in a privileged background realize that this can be an incredible blessing, because you realize that you have to bootstrap your way out of your situation, whether it's your personal health that you create, or your financial success that you create, or the career that you want. And one of the things about me, I have 3 rules for my business. Number 1, everything that I do has to be of total integrity. Number 2, everything that I do has to be win-win. In other words, it has to be good for me and good for my clients. And the 3rd rule is that everything I do has to be fun. So if it doesn't meet all those 3 rules, I won't do it. And it was funny, this morning I got on Twitter, and one of the trending topics on Twitter was Monday morning. And somebody said, well, when you figure out what you love to do, you'll never have another bad Monday. And I looked at my day and it's like, it's good, it's great, it's going to get even better. It's a fabulous day because I absolutely love what I do. So don't be afraid to follow your passion. I remember my professor from Brown, when he was alive, he said, Catherine, I'm so proud of you because you didn't just go for the money. So I've not been afraid to go and do what I love to do. I do make money. I'm very financially well off. But that is not the primary motive or motivation. It's really about service. And when you are truly of service to other people, when you can solve problems that other people are not able to solve, then you're really going to have a great business. All business, no matter what it is about solving problems. And what I do is I, number one, help people figure out what's really wrong and why they're not getting better, and why they're not healthy, and why they're not happy. And then secondly, I figure out what will work to help you make those changes. And I do distant healing to allow that to happen. So it's very, very rewarding. Financially, I may spend as much as $40,000 a year just learning. So that's, a good, year of college, just learning. But what I typically do is I find either a topic that I'm specifically fascinated about, or the second thing that I do is I find a great teacher. So I always say when you have a great teacher, they can teach you how to change a tire, and it'll be the most fascinating thing that you will have learned all year. So I'm a woman. I have a mentor in healing in Canada. I have a yoga teacher that I studied with in Asheville for several years. Right at the moment, I'm doing self-directed study in social media because that is my current new business. I read, I take webinars, I attend conferences. But by constantly, and this is interesting from a brain perspective, when you're always learning, your brain is always developing. Now, I remember when I graduated from Brown, that was the only day in my life that I thought I knew everything. The rest of the time, I realized that, again, 96% of the universe cannot be measured or quantified, and there's this whole big world out there for us to continue and continually discover and expand ourselves as we do. So by continually learning, there's the information that I have assimilated and that I'm a master at, having done natural healing now for 23 years. And then there's information that I'm more low gear about and that I'm learning and I'm on the cutting edge. And if you study people who are really great at anything, they're constantly learning and they're constantly reinventing themselves. So one of the best articles I read on this subject years ago was in the Wall Street Journal, and they talked about some of the top golf pros in the world. And even when they're at the top of their game, they would hire experts to analyze what was going on and deconstruct what they were doing. So momentarily they might get a little worse, but then over time they just get better and better and better. So their career path or their performance path looks like this, and then 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 this. But only by embracing the unknown and continually learning do you expand yourself and become better and better in everything that you do. If you're interested in finding out more about me and my work, I have 3 websites: CatherineCarrigan.com, UnlimitedEnergyNow.com, and WhatIsSocialMediaToday.com. If you're interested in a free consult, send me a text, 678-612-8816, or an email at Catherine@CatherineCarrigan.com. And I really love what I do, and thank you so much for listening, and good luck in your careers.